Hi again. Our Stationery Lovers collaboration theme this week is Q&A. So I've put a couple of tweets out, a couple of Facebook posts for you to ask me questions and I'm going to answer them. Simple as that. First of all, we'll start on Twitter. And the first question is from Livy, who is also known as @Mrs. Teapot. What is your favourite planner to plan in? And then she's also asked, does digital planning appeal to you at all? As an incessant list maker, bullet journal is obviously going to be the one I always go back to. I always had one in my Filofax. I had one in my traveller's notebook system, which also some people might know as a Midori. I'm currently using just a bullet journal, and I think I'm going to go back to my traveller's notebook because I like the bullet journal system, but I also like having sections for other things. So currently a bullet journal, will always use a bullet journal, but I need to have things in little boxes. And the other part of the question was, is a digital planning system for you? I use a Google Calendar. I use that for reminders on my phone, and that sort of just fits in nicely with what I do. I don't think I use anything else digitally. Next question is from Pocket Notebooks. I think it might have been Tony that asked this. Our question, do you think you could get through the week without using a single bit of stationery? I sense a challenge coming along, although I'm not sure I could actually go cold turkey. I think in the job that I do, it would be really hard because I work in sales and I use a notebook and I use a pen. I'm very analogue in my job as well as at home. And I'm not completely digitalised. So at the moment, no. But stay tuned because I'm going to suggest this to the other Stationery Lovers girls and see if they fancy a bit of a challenge. Good question, Tony. Carolyn, who is @Caro_mad. If you could only shop for stationery in one single shop, which shop would it be? Now, this is it will probably be somewhere like The Works, because they just have everything in there and it's dirt cheap, and they have some really cute stuff in there. And we don't have a Paper Chase nearby, and we have Ryman's, we have WH Smith's, but I do like the stuff that The Works have in their store. So if it's one shop and I could only ever shop in one shop, it would be The Works. And Carolyn also asked, what is your most treasured item of stationery and why? Right, cheat time, not a piece of stationery. It is this folder, which I suppose could be classed as stationery, but this houses all the writing that my mum ever did. Mum's no longer with us, so when we cleared her house out, I kept all the poetry that she'd done, and she wrote cards and she wrote stories, and I found out that my writing style is very, very similar to hers. I didn't realise it. I will leave a link to that discovery in the description bar. But yes, this is my most treasured piece of stationery. I know it's cheating, but you know, there you go. And on over to Facebook. My first question is from Violet Fenn, and she says, why can I not stop buying stationery? Now, I don't know whether she means me or her, but I'm not sure I want to answer that question because I can't ever envisage not buying stationery. If you want to answer it, then feel free to answer in the comments box. Bex asks, which came first, the pencil or the paper? And I had to clarify whether she meant in my world or in the bigger, wider world. And she's actually put both because she feels that it's a bit of a chicken and egg situation right there. I'm inclined to agree with her. I would say that for me, the paper came first because it was seeing the results on the paper that made me want to test out more things on that paper, if that makes sense. But then, of course, you do need the writing implements to be able to see that on the paper. But I liked the result of what was on the paper first. So for me, the paper came first. Reese S. Preston asks, oh, by the way, Reese, he sells the most amazing traveller's notebooks, the covers, and I bought this one from him, which you will all now know is my pocket notebook setup. This is what I'm going to be moving back into, so I'll leave a link to Reese's shop in the description bar. I do like giving people a shout out when I can. He says favourite shops, favourite bloggers, favourite pieces. So I've already done one of my favourite shops, which is obviously Reese's. I'm a huge fan of places like Bureau Direct, Pocket Notebooks. I always mention these guys because I have worked with them all, but I will not recommend somebody who I don't believe needs recommending. So on my Etsy app, there are a couple of little shops that I like. There's Wick and Hyde, which I've mentioned is Reese's shop. I've got Crazy Organised, which I bought my first, if I remember right, I bought my first Traveller's Notebook cover from. Mrs. Brimble's, but I'll come to her in a minute. Crafting Chaos, I think, was the other one. An Instagram one called the Owl something or other. I'm really awful when it comes to names of shops because I follow them on Twitter, on Instagram and everything like that. I see little offers pop up, so I don't need to see the name, but I just need to see the product, and I'll probably give it a little purchase or something like that. And then there was favourite bloggers. I did go through a few of these when I was interviewed by Pocket Notebooks. Desk of Adam, who is fabulous. He's got a great YouTube channel as well. Mrs. Brimble's, love her to bits. Love her YouTube channel. And Stationery Lovers, obviously, because it's now sort of like grown into a collaboration. There's 4 of us on it. There's 3 of us doing YouTube, but there's actually 4 of us involved in it. And what I would suggest is the best thing to do is follow me on Twitter or on Facebook, because I'm forever shouting about people. If somebody produces something that's really nice or has a great product in their store and I've used it or I've bought it or I've reviewed it, I don't hesitate to share the love on my social media, and that is really the easiest way to see my favourites, my recommendations. And favourite pieces, well, I couldn't tell you all of them because I think that would probably give away some of the content that we're going to use over the next few weeks. So washi tape. God love a bit of washi tape. And then finally for this Q&A, Elaine Croft asks me which is the best size for a Filofax. I've just gifted my A5 Filofax. I was in love with that Filofax, but it was very business-like and I don't need it for work anymore, so that has gone to a very good home. If I had to recommend one, I'm not going to move back into it, but if I had to recommend one, it would be the personal size. I've probably got about 6 or 7 personal size Filofaxes. The one that I use is the Kensington. I use that all the time, or I used to use it all the time, and I just wish it was a brighter colour. I'd probably actually use it more if it was brighter colour, but it's black. We've got a spring green one as well, which is a compact one, and I really do love that one as well. But yeah, I just fell out of love completely with Filofax. I still don't know why, and I still don't know why I've not gone back to it, because you know me, I bounce backwards and forwards, and it just seems to have been parked for a while, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm happy with parking the Filofaxes for a bit. So that was my stationery Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it. Cara's still not feeling very well, poor Cara. You will have an influx of videos from Cara whenever she's feeling a little bit better. So please stay tuned to her channel to see when she comes back. We've got Kirsty's uploads on Friday. Please go and subscribe to her as well. Stay tuned for her next update on Friday. She's doing a Q&A as well, so if you've got any questions that you want to ask Kirsty, there'll be links down below. You can go and follow her on Twitter and Facebook. Follow Cara, go and ask them some questions. If I didn't answer your question, or you've just thought of one that really needs answering, leave it in the comment box. I will come back. I'll happily answer any questions, or respond to any comments that you leave. And it's been lovely talking to you again, and I will see you next week.